Well, hail to you, champion. JayReimsGaming here. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today, I just wanted to kind of take a look at what's going on in the Diablo 4 world, which is pretty exciting because people are hailing Diablo 4 Season 4 as pretty much Diablo 2.0 of what we expected it to be at launch. So this is, almost a year later or so. Let's take a look at these patch notes and let's check out what's happening here. So, changes coming, Wanderer. Do you dare immerse yourself in what lies ahead for all of Sanctuary? The first public test realm, PTR, for Diablo 4 is on the horizon, offering you the chance to test upcoming changes and features for Season 4. PTR will be available from April 2nd through April 9th for players with a PC Battle.net account. The purpose of the PTR is to test updates, features, alongside you before this launch of Season 4. Then we'll take your feedback from PTR to make adjustments to Season 4 before it goes live for everyone. Your experience in Sanctuary is shaking up in a big way. Here's an overview of what you need to know. Cool. So this is actually pretty exciting. Itemization. We have three guiding pillars for your itemization updates: quality over quantity. The best items have a journey of power and improvement that you can work toward. And of course, having items feel satisfying and exciting to see. For a full list of what's new, adjusted for classes, check out the class update patch notes here. But here's a summary of the itemization changes, okay? Basic updates. Reduced number of affixes, now 3 on legendary items and 2 on rare items. Smaller pool of more potent affixes. More relevant affixes, ranks of a single core skill. Only sacred items in World Tier 3, only essential items in World Tier 4. Affix values are tuned up to be punchier. We want you and the Fiends of Sanctuary to really feel them. New affixes and positioning of affixes. Resources per second, resource on kill, lucky hit, apply vulnerable, life per hit, and basic skill ranks. Interesting. So this is like one of the things that ARPGs really struggled with, and that is there's too many prefix and affixes. And so for Blizzard, aka is it Microsoft now, they're now reducing how many affixes are on legendary items. I think that's actually really smart, and I think that's actually a really good thing, especially if the majority of those affixes aren't really affecting the way things you would like them to. I think there's some point where you have too many and not all of them are really affecting the gameplay as a whole. And so I think reducing some of those is actually a really good idea. Having only certain items that are more powerful and like kind of like the next item level in the higher world tiers, I think is a really great call. Affix values are tuned up to be punchier. I don't know if anybody asked for that, to be honest. I mean, I'll be honest, ever since Diablo 4 came out, I tried it, didn't like it. I just kind of shelved it for a while to see what happens. I kind of lost a little bit of the understanding of what's going on with the game because I did not play it at launch. So this is just top level views of somebody who only played it for a few hours. I think I had a level 12 druid and level 14 sorceress, and it just didn't feel like a Diablo game to me, to be honest. But I'm willing to give it another try. So that's really interesting. I really don't think that you need items with high percentage point or damage increases. Like, this is where I feel that Last Epoch did a really great job with allowing the items to kind of scale slowly through the different areas and the levels. Because like you do feel a little bit stronger, but not to the point where you're just like so overpowered that it just doesn't feel right or doesn't feel weird. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comment section down below. All right, miscellaneous updates. Legendary items drop for enemy level 95 plus are always 925 item power. Okay. Gems are simpler, more useful, and have a much longer crafting tail. That sounds good. Gems now have core stats and more conditional bonuses have been simplified. Okay, I feel like we're starting to kind of go towards Diablo 3 territory here, simplifying everything a little too much maybe. Significantly reduced item drop rates, less time sorting, more time slaying. That's awesome. Item rerolling gold cost capped when enchanting. That's smart. You shouldn't have it like continue to be multiplicative and accumulation like forever. That doesn't always feel good. So having a cap is smart. Forgotten Souls can now be obtained from Whispers, and now global rare drops from elites. Okay, I'm assuming those are. Well, I understand Forgotten Souls. I guess Whispers is another material. Uniques appear earlier. Some uniques now dropping, starting in World Tier 1 and 2. Okay. All uniques can now drop in World Tier 3. Okay. Uber uniques can now start dropping from monsters level 55. Drops at 925 item power. Okay. So higher level items more earlier, I think is good. I always like, it always bugs me when it's like, okay, well, if you want to play, hell mode, like let's say in Diablo 2 Resurrected, oh, you need hell mode, items that you can only drop reasonably in hell. Sorry. So you're just going to have to struggle until you get the items, and then you can play hell normally. This has always been a problem, especially with MMOs as well as ARPG, is that they need to like tune items to the point where as you progress through the normal modes, those items that drop will prepare you for the nightmare mode, and the nightmare mode items that drop will prepare you for hell mode. That way, when you go to the different tiers, it's not like you have this big wall that just like hits you like a ton of bricks, and it's like more of a very fluid and has good continuity going from one difficulty to another. So I think better and higher items dropping earlier, I think, is a really good idea. This new system, this is tempering. New system allow you to add affixes to your items. Blacksmith's the new reusable item that can drop from most content in game called temper manuals. Okay. These are categorized like the Codex of Power. Okay. Resource mobility, etc. Once gained, you retain those for unlimited use. Each manual contains a handful of fixes. You're able to attach one at a time. Fixes can be re-rolled up to the item's temper. Does this sound suspiciously similar to the forging crafting system in Last Epoch? Seems kind of similar. All right. I see you, Blizzard. Ancestral items can now have 2 tempered affixes from different categories. Okay, these are looks like some screenshots of those. Okay. It's kind of weird, but we'll work with it. Greater affixes only appearing on ancestral items or ancestral legendary and unique items. These are more powerful versions of normal affixes with a 1.5x multiplier on the affix's maximum roll. Okay, that's a much more mellower roll than like that's 15x, that's 100x it. So that's pretty good. An item with a greater affix will be immediately obvious with a unique audio cue, as well as a 1-up and a 4 next to the item name indicating how many affixes are greater. Oh, okay, cool. So then I guess like with less items and stuff, you might not need a loot filter, which might be good. And since I'm reading this, each affix on an item has a chance to be greater in the world tier 3 and tier 4. Players cannot enchant into a greater affix that can only be found. That's kind of fun. That gives more replayability to the game. Smart. A late game crafting system to upgrade items. Oh, this is masterworking. Using materials gathered from the pit improves the value of your current affixes. There are 12 upgrade ranks. Before rank steel affixes massively upgraded. Again, this sounds very strangely familiar from Last Epoch. I don't know if they took points from that and went, oh, that's great, let's put that in our game. But let's be honest, Blizzard is really good at rehashing other people's work and like making it even better. They did that a lot in World of Warcraft. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. All right, but anyways, guys, if you guys wouldn't mind, definitely like and subscribe and turn on notifications for part 2 of this video. It looks like it's a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be, and I want to be able to post these up onto other social media sites. So from my family to yours, good night.